I am doing 3 cards for current energies and advice from the universe using my brand new Sacred Rebels Oracle. Let's start where we left off. We are starting with Cancer. If you are the signs of Aquarius to Gemini, I already did your video and I already timestamped it in the comments. It is the last live I did. Let's start with Cancer, guys. Let's get 3 cards for Cancer. All right, what do we have for Cancer? We have 6 of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, and then we have the Judgment card here. So you are being called to make a fair decision here, I feel, or to decide what's fair in some kind of situation. The final decision is up to you. Only you guys will know what this is. There may not have been reciprocation in this situation. This could have been a work situation. Possibly some kind of payout or something, possibly at work, or just could be anything, you guys. It could be like lottery, maybe you're kind of waiting on a decision. Whatever that is for you guys, take it wherever it resonates. Let's see what your advice is, Cancer. What do we have for advice? You just, like, you have to make a fair choice or decision here, or someone else does. Number 20, softly, softly, the tender touch. Let me show you guys that. That's a beautiful image, but she's like crying. I feel like the universe is telling you it's with you. There's a lotus flower here. All right, let's see what this card says. Number 20, softly, softly, the tender touch. The feminine wisdom of gentleness can assist you now when we are at a point in life where we want to attain greater things, but don't necessarily have a proportionally greater supply of energy at our disposal. It is time to work smarter rather than harder. It is the way of feminine wisdom. However, a cultural ignorance of the feminine way currently prevails. We are generally taught that the more force we use, the more we try to make things happen, the more we will achieve. The feminine way is not about force, nor is it about driving, striving, pushing, or grabbing at what we can in order to create. It is about inviting what we wish for to come into the space we have provided for it, internally and in our lives. This method cultivates more energy, causes less stress, and attracts what is desired. It is manifestation by invitation rather than by will or force. It is an old story that the sun and the wind are debating about who is more powerful. After boasting about their prowess, they made a wager. A man walked down the street with a coat on. The wind and the sun decided that whomever could force the coat off the man was the most powerful. The wind began demonstrating its impressive power. It blew and caught underneath the coat, pulling it and nearly ripping it right off the man. But the man wrapped his coat around himself more tightly to protect himself against the force of the wind. Eventually, perhaps temporarily out of puff, the wind gave up. The sun took over. He shone down, becoming brighter and brighter until the man slipped off his coat, slung it over his shoulder, and walked down the street, quite possibly wondering what was happening with the weather that day. The wind attempted to do by force what the sun was able to do by being. You are being asked to surrender your forcefulness, your determination, and your intense activity, even if it is just for this moment. Does this mean that you have to surrender the goals you were chasing through those endeavors? Certainly not. This is not about letting go of achievement. It is about understanding the process of manifestation in a more intelligent way. There is a way of creating that gives you energy and doesn't leave you utterly worn out. It is all about allowing what you want to come to you. Be yourself absolutely, naturally, and with ease. Shine your light and allow your presence to invite that which you wish to receive. It is about cultivating an energetic affinity with what you seek rather than feelings of lack and need. Do you see the subtle but important difference? To feel that you are already a naturally abundant being who gratefully invites more of what you want into your life is rather different to feeling lack, fear, and wishing your world would change. It is a bit like dressing for the job you want, even if it is not yet the job you have. You energetically embody what you wish to attract more of into your life. Like attracts like. This oracle brings you a message. You don't need to push quite so hard to receive what is naturally coming to you. Your push comes from a place of uncertainty over whether or not you will succeed. You need to relax and have more faith in yourself. All things come in time, rightfully and according to a great loving wisdom. You are not immune to this. You shall have your time and shine too. Rebel against any voice of fear within you or around you that tells you otherwise. It is okay to become softer, to feel the energy of what you wish to attract into your life, and to act as much as you can as though it is already that way. You are not fantasizing or daydreaming or failing to live in the real world if you do this. You are actually working with the feminine art of manifestation through gentle beingness and attraction. As you soften into becoming what you are seeking, what you wish for will not be able to resist your shining, inviting presence. This oracle also comes with the special message that you have been working very, very hard. You have learned much and accomplished much, but it is now time to change your approach. Let go of any force in your approach to creation now. Everything serves a purpose, and learning the benefits and limitations of the more forceful way of manifestation through effort and willpower was a useful lesson. Hello. However, if you were to continue with that approach, it would stop working for you because you are now beginning to create on a far grander scale that is beyond what an individual can manifest through willpower alone. You are individually creating through your healing and art, but also contributing globally to new consciousness through your own spiritual growth. You are part of a global healing manifestation process. You are, through your way of being in the world, helping to birth a new awareness. This new way will heal the human heart and bring it back into balance with nature. This is essential for the human soul to survive, flourish, and to cooperatively nurture the earth rather than destroy her natural resources. You may or may not be consciously aware of the extent to which this new way of manifesting through receiving rather than taking can actually help all of humanity, but nonetheless it is playing an important role in greater human evolution. It is the power of attraction, of magnetism, rather than that of striving and force that will replenish your energy and restore your body, mind, and heart after your struggle. This change in approach will encourage the shift from head to heart that is essential for your individual well-being and for the greater human evolution. You need to heal so that you can help the world to heal. Does this give you absolute permission now in your own mind to take an easier approach to your sacred, rebellious, creative manifestation healing process. Say aloud, I shine like the sun, radiant with grace, and all that I desire comes to me according to perfect timing. I relax, believe, and receive through unconditional love. This is now so. All right, you guys, that was awesome. Cancer, let's move on to Leo. What do we have for Leo? We're doing 3 cards per sign and 1 oracle card for advice at the end of the reading. What do we have for Leo? Current energies for Leo. What do we have for Leo? All right, 3 cards. Page of Chalices, Knight of Swords, and the 7 of Chalices. Some of you might be going through a time of confusion right now, or needing to make a decision, or you might feel like you need to make a decision right now and move forward to making a decision with the Knight of Swords. With this Page of Chalices, you're definitely opening up or starting something new, I feel like, for some of you guys. But also there's like this scattered energy here too with the Knight of Swords and 7 of Chalices. This is like kind of not really knowing what direction to take, or not having all the information or facts here. There's definitely confusion about something. You guys will know what that is, Leo. This could be anything. It could be about love, work, family, friends, friend circles, or just something that you're possibly starting. Some of you could be studying something here, and you guys may not know what to choose. Whatever it is, I feel like the universe is kind of telling you to just kind of, be still and like wait for clarity instead of rushing forward with that Knight of Swords. Wait for clarity. All right, you guys, let's get advice for Leo. What do we have from the Sacred Rebels Oracle for Leo? 36, listening for truth. Definitely there is a need to like wait for answers or something here. Or more information, maybe. All right. Let me show you guys this image real quick. She's got like a seashell up to her ear. 36, listening for truth. Truth speaks to us constantly, but not always in words. It may communicate through a feeling that is hard to put into words, but brings an inexplicable sense of peace. Peace, trust, and the knowledge that somehow everything is going to work out perfectly, even if there is little evidence of how it is all going to happen. You are being asked to listen for the truths beneath the words rather than the superficial message of the words themselves. This is especially true for the communications of those around you, the press, the newspapers, and the mass media. You will even begin to hear fear in the words and actions of those around you, even as they preach love. Listen deeper, listen for the truth. This oracle comes with a message of truth for you. You are hearing something that is not being said, and what you are hearing is truthful. You may feel as though you are the only one that is ready to hear or see it. Perhaps you have been working in a situation or loving in a relationship where truth is consistently denied. We live in a world where truth is frequently avoided out of fear of what it might reveal. At the basis of such actions, consciously or not, it is a deep sense of unhealed, toxic shame. If you or someone else is fearful that the truth will expose rather than free and heal, then some personal healing is required. It is time for letting go of old wounds in favor of a greater sense of self-love and acceptance. You are being asked to love yourself enough to honor the truth, even if you feel you are the only one doing so. Sacred rebels need truth like lungs need oxygen. Truth keeps the energy of life flowing through the rebellious heart. Lies dampen the spirit of the sacred rebel. Even if those with less awakened hearts fear the truth, you must not turn away from it. Don't resent this state of affairs. Perhaps your job is to show that the truth can be witnessed even when many may want to hide from it. What others do is always their choice, but through your honorable deeds, done with integrity, you will be set free no matter what the outcome. You are a truth seeker. Never deny or try to quiet this down to make others comfortable. You are meant to be an agitator at times, even though you don't have to confront people to do it. You don't necessarily have to say a word, though sometimes you will. Often you will agitate in the most loving sense by unveiling truth simply through your knowings. Hold compassion for the truths you behold. Do not use them as knives to cut another or yourself with harshness, but as the clear insight that allows one to loosen the knots that bind simply by knowing which thread to gently tug. This oracle brings you guidance. If you have been worn down and depressed by the lies, gossip, deceit, or backstabbing going on around you, don't fret. Get out in nature and spend some time communing with the infinite. Healing will come to you now, no matter how many times, in how many ways, or by how many tongues untruth is spoken. You know what you know in your sacred, rebellious heart. That truth is your connection to living the truth of life itself. Don't give up. Just open up to healing and know that the truth always eventually prevails. Healing process. Place your hand very slightly at the front and back of your throat and say, I now release all vows of silence I have ever made. Consciously or not, I now release all lies, deceptions, and painful words, spoken or unspoken, that are affecting my ability to clearly know and speak my truth. I am held in unconditional love with protection and grace. So be it. You have finished your healing process. You might like to say something true just to anchor it. How about, within me, beyond all that rises and falls, only truth remains. All right, you guys, that's what I have for Leo. Next up is Virgo. Let's see what we have for Virgo. You guys are just joining. We're doing 3 cards for each sign. I started at Cancer in this video. If you are Aquarius to Gemini, I did that video in another live. There are timestamps in the comments in that one. let's move on to Virgo. What do we have for Virgo? 3 cards. What do we have for Virgo? 10 of Swords. King of Pentacles. And the Page of Pentacles. Whatever this is, you guys are ending something or ending communication with somebody or something. A place, maybe. For some of you, this could be about work. Not all of you guys. Or about a business, maybe. You're definitely changing the way you view things with this 10 of Swords here. Or there's some kind of ending of some kind of communication here. I feel like if that is the case, you're choosing to do so. You have the King of Pentacles here. This is you and your energy. You guys are focusing on whatever you're manifesting right now, your finances, and possibly even starting something new, moving in a new direction with maybe your career or possibly a business, or you're just starting something new. You're ending something and starting something new. Whatever that is for you guys. It could be a relationship. It could be a job. It could be love. Like whatever it is, you're focused on practical things in your life, your finances, your home, things like that. But something's definitely ending and you're moving in a new direction. That was your choice. All right, let's get your advice. What do we have for advice for Virgo from my Sacred Rebels Oracle? Hello. Thank you. All right, let's get advice for Virgo. Advice for Virgo. 26. Relax the hold of darkness and be at cause. I forgot which other sign got that. I think Aquarius got that. Some of you might be dealing with one or have it in your chart. You guys might have a strong placement there. I'm pretty sure Aquarius got it. Or wait, no, Aquarius didn't get that. I think it was Aries? I don't know. Oh my gosh. One of the other signs got it. Anyways, 26, relax the hold of darkness and be at cause. I just got this oracle deck today, so I'm trying it out for each sign. I'm just doing current energies and one oracle card for advice. Let me show you guys that image one more time. All right, Virgos. 26. Relax the hold of darkness and be at cause. Dear Sacred Rebel, this moment in your life requires great courage. Fortunately, you possess that in bucket loads. You are being asked to allow yourself to be lifted out of one level of known reality and into the next level of higher voltage reality. Higher voltage reality requires a more absolute trust and a heart that is centered. Oh, I lost my spot. Sorry, guys. Okay, higher voltage reality requires a more absolute trust and a heart that is surrendered into the greater heart of the universe so that life can happen to us, through us, and with us more quickly, more radically, more beautifully, and more boldly. You are now being invited into this new reality where things happen quickly and according to bold, loving optimism. This is a reality not only of potential, but of manifestation of the great big cosmic yes. To access this reality, you have to leap from known waters and others may think you are crazy for doing so. You have to leave behind the dark, weighty grip of hesitation, procrastination, second guessing, and the belief you have to do everything on your own. You may fear for your life. How will you be safe in the wild electrical pulse of so much aliveness? How will you function without the hazy, sleep-inducing paralysis of playing it safe, taking too long, and placing lesser priorities above your sacred art of life? Will you hold yourself back if you don't hold on to fear? You do not need to worry about such things. Life is wild, but it is also wise. It is a force of startling, raw awakening at times, but it is also the natural process of evolution where all things mature according to a seasonal cycle in right timing. You are a part of, not apart from, that process. The invitation to shift gears and jump on board the express train of life will feel exhilarating and perhaps also challenging. When you are in the hold of the darkness, you will feel pushed to turn away, to imagine it is all too much, and to create excuses about how your desires aren't grounded enough, that you are being too flighty or flaky, or that you are not living in the real world. That is fear talking, not truth. If the sacred rebel is not awakened, we will continue to live in a culture drenched in fear and distrust of nature. Those without awakened hearts don't yet understand what nature knows. She knows timing, she knows life and death, she knows the creative process, she just knows, and can be trusted to support us, her own creations, in becoming all that we can become. Does this mean that we become passive and just flow along, like a limp leaf detached from the tree and blown about randomly by the breeze? No. Being free of the dark hold empowers us to take up our cause. This means being free to act and affirm the intuitive feelings we have by following up on them. This is painting like someone who has lost their mind, completely free and from the heart. It means writing even though you have no conscious idea of what you are writing, even as the words are streaming forth upon the page before your rather curious eyes. And it means speaking about your work, never hiding it away. Allow it to breathe the fresh air and be held in the gaze of another. Detached from the darkness that would say it is not enough or must be the best thing ever, whatever that means, in order to be worthy of a place in the world. Instead, just let it be what it is. It might fly, it might endure, and it might not. All of nature, including you and your passions and dreams, will be what is needed, when it is needed, and how it is needed, according to wisdom. We just have to trust in this within ourselves and within nature herself, through the flow of life, and participate. You are asked to go within and imagine diving deep off the edge of what you have known. There is so much more calling to you now. It's your time. Leap. Healing process. Say, I accept the offer of life so that I may truly live. Through unconditional love. Ow, my hand is like cramping up. Through unconditional love, I now invite and receive all assistance, intervention, protection, and inspiration so that I may leap into my next cycle of life, held in the loving grace of wisdom, so be it. You may now like to take an actual jump for joy to finish your healing process. All right, that was Virgo. Let's move on to Libra. But first, I'm going to go blow my nose, you guys. I'm getting over a cold. I'll be right back. I don't want to stop the live just to blow my nose. But I'll be right back, you guys. Next up is Libra. Sorry, I have a cold. All right. All right, you guys, we're doing Libra now. What do we have for Libra? Current energies and advice. What do we have for Libra? 3 cards for Libra. By the way, when I'm done, I will timestamp these. I usually put the timestamps in the comments. All right, what do we have for Libra? Wheel of Fortune. Knight of Swords. And the Page of Pentacles. You guys are rushing towards some kind of new beginning. After some kind of ending. Something ended. And you guys are moving towards some kind of new beginning. Like it's, this could be about love. It could be about work. Whatever it is. You might have gotten like maybe a better offer or something if this is about work. You guys are definitely taking that offer and like rushing towards it. That's what I'm seeing here. Take it wherever it resonates, you guys. Like I said, it could be anything, work, family, love, anything like that. Some of you might have like, you know, had a windfall happen. You know, like some money fell into your lap somehow or something for some of you guys. And this could be even about taxes or anything legal, maybe. Could be a lot of things, you guys. Make sure you're looking over all the details, though. That's what I'm seeing. All right, you guys, let's get your advice. That's what I have for the 3 cards there. It's pretty straightforward. What do we have for advice for Libra? What do we have for advice from the Sacred Rebels Oracle? What do we have for Libra? Number 5, follow your own rhythm. Let me show you guys that. All right, advice for Libra. Number 5, follow your own rhythm. Deep within you are moved by an... That doesn't sound right, you guys. Deep within you are moved by an ancient, powerful force that cannot be tamed. That does not make any sense. It is the rising pulse of your connection, but I think it's saying deep within you. Deep within you, you are moved by an ancient, powerful force. They missed a you. That cannot be tamed. It is the rising pulse of your connection to the life force. You feel it in your bones, in your blood, in your heart, and in your belly. When there is something dying within, you sense it falling away, no longer needed. You sense when it is time to rest and patiently in transition. You feel the stirring of agitation and restlessness when new life calls you to create, to act, to step forward, and to take risks. You know that you march to your own beat, that no one else can tell you what your inner rhythms are, and that you must trust in your own timing. You cannot be rushed or forced, nor can you be held back when it is time to burst forth. Life celebrates and supports the natural rise and fall of your inner rhythms. This oracle brings you the special message that you cannot miss what you are destined for, nor will you gain anything by trying to push yourself. That could be what that is. You might be trying to push yourself towards something new. Trust in the life cycles within, and you will feel the perfect balance between effort and surrender, discipline and letting go. When it is time for the rhythm of rest, you will feel a natural slowing within and be drawn into contemplation and environments that are more gentle, spacious, or nourishing, and perhaps more peaceful. When the rhythm of play beats in your heart, you'll reach out to others to connect, dance, converse, sing, make music, make love, and share your wildness. You will be drawn to uplifting groups and places where you can experience a positive, energetic exchange. Your needs will be met in harmony with your own rhythms. All that you will miss out on by trusting this is anxiety. What you will gain is peace. If you have also pulled the inner trust card, which we're not, we're just doing one, or if you feel intuitively guided to read that message now, sorry. Okay, you must surrender your attachment to doing things the way others think that they should be done, whether that be the hours that you sleep or the way you structure your day or your creative work. You must honor your need for rest and replenishment as well as your need for play. Sometimes an afternoon nap or trip to the beach will do far more for you than slogging away when you are mentally depleted and in need of rest. Sometimes you need to work when the energy is flowing, even when others may say it is too much and you must stop now. You are an empowered individual and you have the intelligence and wisdom to choose for yourself. Experiment with what works best for you and tailor your lifestyle so that it nurtures your best self into being. Healing process. Say aloud, I now release any unhealthy attachment to the structures, routines, and belief systems of others that are preventing me from accessing and honoring my inner sacred rhythms. May I be assisted through unconditional love to know the truth of my own timing. I love myself enough to give myself rest when needed, to trust my own timing, and not to feel forced or rushed. I believe in myself enough to take healthy, inspired risks and action when the timing feels right to me. I trust in my inner rhythms. They are wise and helpful. Through unconditional love, so be it. You may now wish to stand up and close your eyes. Be aware of your own energy. What does it feel like now? What does your body want? Is it to move, to curl up in a ball and rest, or to open your arms and dance around the room with joy? Perhaps you would like to give yourself a reassuring hug. Take a moment now to do what is needed for yourself based on your feelings. If this is easy for you, great. If it is hard for you to know what it is you need, even more wonderful. This means you are open to learning something new about your loving self, this means you are open to learning something new about loving yourself, and it will become easier with practice. All right, Libra, that's what I have for you guys. Let's move on to Scorpio. What do we have for Scorpio? Current energies. Current energies for Scorpio. All right, let's get these cards out. We're doing 3 cards per sign and 1 oracle deck, or oracle card deck. All right, Scorpio, we have Page of Chalices, the King of Chalices, and the 5 of Chalices. I feel like somebody might have been immature, but I feel like you handled something maturely here. It may have caused some kind of loss, maybe a sense of loss. Some of you might feel like feel more responsibility for this situation, whatever that is for you, Scorpios. This could be somebody you love. I'm pretty sure it's somebody you love, definitely, with the King of Cups there right in the middle. Somebody you really care about. I feel like some of you are really sad. You might feel like there's more you could have done, or you feel more responsibility for something here, but I feel like the universe is telling you guys not to feel that way. They're like, it doesn't matter what you did in this situation. I feel like this person was meant to learn something here, and this is very hard for you guys to watch. This is someone, that could be going through some kind of self-destructive cycle or something here. Oh my God, I just got really like a stabbing feeling in my heart. There's like definitely a sense of loss or something, like sadness, overwhelming sadness here. The universe wants you to know that there was nothing you could have done. Whatever this is, you guys. All right, let's get your advice. What do we have for Scorpio for advice? You feel a sense of responsibility, but this isn't your responsibility. It's very painful. Whatever that is for you guys. All right. 35. Conscious connections. You might have felt like something slipped your grasp or something, or that you might have been able to help someone here. All right, conscious connections, number 35. There is a call for more intimacy in your immediate relationships. There is an opening for heart-to-heart communication that can salvage and restore a broken relationship or friendship if you are willing to honor your differences and look to what unites you. Sometimes it is hard to bear the differences between one another. One person may be willing to live life in high definition, whilst another may prefer to live it more vicariously until they have the confidence to step onto the center stage of their own life story. We are not here to judge each other, just to love, to be loved, and to let go of those that cannot accept us as we open up to those who can. This oracle brings guidance for you to trust in the sanctity of the connections in your life. If you have asked to experience a more sacred connection with people who truly get you and want to play life with you rather than at odds with or against you, then this oracle is confirmation that this manifestation is on its way to you now. It may or may not be obvious at first, but kindred spirits are going to enter your life to help you connect with your deeper feelings and creativity. They will give wings to your inspirational ideas and big dreams. If you have been asking for healing in your current friendships or other immediate relationships, know that this can happen through your willingness to express your true feelings and allow the situation to either fall apart or come together according to the greater workings of life. Sometimes webs that have joined people together are broken, and that is appropriate as people may outgrow what once held them together. Sorry, my voice kind of broke right there. Sometimes the ties that bind us together are so strong that they are able to withstand a great deal of pressure and still remain intact. The webs of connection between us will sever or sustain based on the higher wisdom of life itself. Either way, healing happens in the resolution of our feelings, and we are once again able to feel free, forgive, and be ready to move on to the next stage of relating either with a person who has been in connection with us for a time or with someone new. That'll be up to you guys. This oracle asks you to remain open to healing connections and allow people to be close to you. Trust in the process that draws people in and out of your life. Resist nothing and seek wisdom in all. Healing process. With your hand on your heart, say out loud, I surrender all my relationships into unconditional love and ask that the truly nourishing, soul-enriching, expansive, and nurturing relationships be healed and drawn closer to my heart. I ask that the draining, depleting, destructive, or toxic relationships be drawn out of my life. Through unconditional love, mercy, grace, and my own free will, so be it. Imagine that you can breathe golden light in through the front of your body and out through the back of your body. Repeat the process with a rich emerald green light. Don't worry if you can't feel or see the light. Just intend to work with the light and relax. Finally, visualize, perceive, or see a beautiful beating heart with luminous green and gold parrot wings on either side of it. Imagine, perceive, or feel that there are many other beautiful beating hearts with parrot wings of different colors, and they are all flying around together. Enjoy the playfulness of this vision, and in your own time, come back to the here and now. Feel the air on your skin. Notice the temperature of the room you are in and your feet on the floor. When you are ready, open your eyes and return to your day or evening. You have completed your healing process. All right, that's what I have for you, Scorpio. Hold on. All right, I'm going to move on to Sagittarius. Hold on, guys. Give me a minute. That was really heavy. Okay. All right, let's move on to Sagittarius. What do we have for Sagittarius? Knight of Pentacles, the Moon, and the Two of Chalices. This could be about love for some of you guys out there. It doesn't have to be, though. Some of you might be afraid to open your heart up here. You guys are afraid to get hurt, or this could be about work too. For some of you guys out there, there might be some kind of job offer or something. Things are moving really slow. You might be worried about this. Whatever it is, you guys, it could be anything. It could be a work situation, a love situation, family, friends. Take it wherever it resonates, or like maybe a business partnership for some of you. If it is like about a business partnership, just be aware there might be things they might be keeping from you, or maybe even I feel like you need to tell them, whoever this is, like if this is a love situation, work situation, whatever this is, you guys are working on something together, but you need to find out what is being held back. If this is about some kind of business deal or contract, maybe, or something like that, make sure you have all the details before you move towards it or take action on it. If this is about a love situation, you're just afraid to open up, I feel, for a lot of you guys. You're afraid to get hurt again, but you are slowly opening up. But the other person might want more. They might be like, hey, what's going on? They might feel you kind of pulled away or something here. I feel if this is about a love situation, I'm getting a lot of different stuff here. Like I said, whatever it is, there's uncertainty, there's fear, lack of forward movement, kind of. It's just kind of stagnant a little. But I feel like the universe is telling you that this is balanced here with this Two of Chalices here. But there's definitely some kind of detail or something that you might need. And if this is about love, it's the other person feeling that way about you, because they might feel that you've pulled away. If that is the case and you really do have feelings for this person, then just, reassure them, just, tell them you're afraid to get hurt, kind of thing, All right, you guys, Sagittarius, that's your reading portion. Let's get your advice for my Sacred Rebels Oracle. What do we have for Sagittarius? Number 45, Pandora's Gift. Let me show you guys that image here. It's really pretty. There is a mythic woman much maligned throughout history whose name means all gifted. Pandora lives within us as our curious nature yearning to conquer chaos, evil, and darkness with the light of knowledge. She is the hopeful voice of our soul. Some of you guys might be working on healing too, possibly. Slowly healing. Anyways, she is the hopeful voice of our soul that asks the questions, and in doing so triggers the process that brings the answers. Sometimes it is through uncomfortable learning that we find our treasure. Pandora reminds us that the process of learning can take us to places that seem like the end of our world, and yet all is not lost. Even now, the light within you is stirring for new revelation, new life, and new adventure. Pandora is all gifted and all giving. Her presence invites you to forego your belief in judgment. Now is the time to surrender the misplaced guilt that you may have brought upon yourself or another, some terrible happening. It is time to let go of the shame-based belief in punishment. This is a belief that you deserve to be brought to task over any perceived imperfection, or that your natural human journey somehow renders you inadequate. Pandora frees the soul from such torment. This is her gift. The human journey necessarily involves learning through experience. There is no shame in your learning process. Pandora's presence is the sign of a new time, a time to swap the notion of inherent shame for the acceptance of inherent divinity. From this moment on, how unstoppable you shall become. Sacred rebellion is happening within your soul as a powerful uprising towards liberation. You are breaking free from the weighty criticisms of the world, from the power games that bore you senseless, and from the insanity of sacrilegious priorities in this world. Dare to disobey anything and everything that is not divine. Pandora is the leader of your soul revolution. She defies the vicious judgments of history and all that has been said about her. She shrugs off misery, despair, and the weight of the world to recognize that she is the bearer of the true and beautiful light of peace, comfort, hope, and reassurance. With her oracle comes the realization that you too are a divinely defiant believer in hope, who shall cast off the works of anyone who seeks to torment you. As this shift takes place, you shall dare to look within your own being and find the light. You are being put on divine notice from the sacred feminine that there is a talent and ability within you that needs to be acknowledged. There is a worthy seed of something beautiful and necessary within you. If you choose to develop and express this seed, step by step, it will become an extraordinary light in your life and in the world. So, poke your tongue out at the naysayers and turn your attention to the bright hope within. You were born to strut your soul stuff. That could be what that Two of Cups is there. Healing process. Begin by grounding your attention in the here and now, away from daily distractions and your own thoughts. This process will take you beyond intellect and into the purely intuitive knowing encoded in the divine light of your soul. Sit or stand comfortably and relax. Place your hands at your heart and close your eyes for a few moments. When you are ready, you can lower your hands and say the following aloud. My heart light is unmasked from shame, fear, and doubt. Those that seek to torment me are unequivocally uninvited now. I bow only before divine truth, light, and love. All else is summarily dismissed. If you would like to add the dramatic flair of some hissing, yelling, tongue poking, or some other, I respect your right to live as you choose, but you aren't welcome in my soul, so get lost action, feel free. Then take, sorry guys, then take a few moments to imagine, feel, visualize, or intend that you are breathing divine light in and out through your heart. As you breathe this light, anything that is not for your highest good flies out of your heart at the front, the back, and the sides. And the light simply grows and grows. Relax as you do this. It is so natural for the heart to amplify divine light. It is a way that the soul breathes. When you are ready, say the following aloud. I give the true divine beloved permission to guide me into the fulfillment of my sacred gifts, talents, and destiny. May all that was originally intended for me be released into being and protected through divine protection, grace, and my own free will. So be it. Place your hands in prayer at your heart and bow your head. You have completed your healing process. That's awesome, you guys. That's also, I think that's the last card in this. It is the last card. So you're definitely learning some kind of divine lesson from this, you guys. All right, that's what I have for you, Sagittarius. I was just kind of giggling because it kind of reminds me of you guys. I have a friend who's a Sagittarius. She doesn't like, I don't know, like she likes having her own opinion on spirituality and stuff. But anyway, that's why I was kind of giggling. Anyway, all right, you guys. Now we're doing Capricorn, and that is the last sign. Like I said, I started at Aquarius because it is Aquarius season. On the other video, I timestamped it as well. So if you are Aquarius to Gemini, it's in the other video on my other live. And the timestamps are in the comments. Alright, finally, let's do Capricorn. What do we have for Capricorn? 3 cards for Capricorn. Knight of Chalices. 10 of Swords. And the Justice card. I feel like you guys are hoping for like a peaceful ending, or one that's fair and just. For a lot of you Capricorns, you probably initiated this ending. You were hoping for a peaceful and just outcome, whatever this was, you guys. This could have been a workplace, or a love situation. This could have been like maybe the ending of a marriage, maybe for some of you, or it didn't have to be a marriage either. If this is about a love situation, it could have been like some kind of long-term situation where there's a need to, like, you know, you guys might own things together or something like that here, and then there's a need to like split things up. And you're hoping things will be fair. You're hoping for a peaceful ending, a fair and just one, whatever that is. This could be a legal situation too. Some of you might be hoping for, you know, like a soft landing, or you know, that's kind of what I'm getting. Because in the Knight of Chalices, he's kind of like in the air, you know, like in this energy kind of carrying him. So you guys definitely are hoping for a soft landing, or a peaceful ending of something, or a fair judgment. Some of you might just be being peaceful, you know, to end something, or deciding not to fight for something, or with someone, or for something. Could be any of those things. There's definitely an ending and a need for balance and things to be fair. You're definitely hoping for peace. All right, let's get your advice, Capricorn. That's your reading portion. Let's get your advice. Number 26, relax the hold of darkness and be at cause. Let me show you guys that real quick. 26. Relax the hold of darkness and be at cause. Dear Sacred Rebel, this moment in your life requires great courage. Fortunately, you possess that in bucket loads. You are being asked to allow yourself to be lifted out of one level of known reality and into the next level of higher voltage reality. Higher voltage reality requires a more absolute trust and a heart that is surrendered into the greater heart of the universe, so that life can happen to us, through us, and with us more quickly, more radically, more beautifully, and more boldly. You are now being invited into this new reality where things happen quickly and according to bold, loving optimism. This is a reality not only of potential, but of manifestation of the great big cosmic yes. To access this reality, you have to leap from known waters, and others may think you are crazy for doing so. You have to leave behind the dark, weighty grip of hesitation, procrastination, second guessing, and the belief you have to do everything on your own. You may fear for your life. How will you be safe in the wild electrical pulse of so much aliveness? How will you function without the hazy, sleep-inducing paralysis of playing it safe, taking too long, and placing lesser priorities above your sacred art of life? How will you hold yourself back if you don't hold on to fear? You do not need to worry about such things. Life is wild, but it is also wise. It is a force of startling, raw awakening at times. But it is also the natural process of evolution where all things mature according to a seasonal cycle and right timing. You are a part of, not apart from, that process. The invitation to shift gears and jump on board the express train of life will feel exhilarating and perhaps also challenging. When you are in the hold of the darkness, you will feel pushed to turn away, to imagine all is too much, and to create excuses about how your desires aren't grounded enough, that you are being too flighty or flaky, or that you are not living in the real world. That is fear talking, not truth. If the sacred rebel is not awakened, we will continue to live in a culture drenched in fear and distrust of nature. Those without awakened hearts don't yet understand what nature knows. She knows timing, she knows life and death, she knows the creative process. She just knows and can be trusted to support us, her own creations, in becoming all that we can become. Does this mean that we become passive and just flow along like a limp leaf detached from the tree and blown about randomly by the breeze? No. Being free of the dark hold empowers us to take up our cause. This means being free to act and affirm the intuitive feelings we have by following up on them. This is painting like someone who has lost their mind, completely free from the heart. It means writing even though you have no conscious idea of what you are writing, even as the words are streaming forth upon the page before your rather curious eyes. And it means speaking about your work, never hiding it away. Allow it to breathe the fresh air and be held in the gaze of another. Detached from the darkness that would say it is not enough or must be the best thing ever, whatever that means, in order to be worthy of a place in the world. Instead, just let it be what it is. It might fly, it might endure, and it might not. All of nature, including you and your passions and dreams, will be what is needed, when it is needed, and how it is needed, according to wisdom. We just have to trust it in this, within ourselves and within nature herself, through the flow of life, and participate. You are asked to go within and imagine diving deep off the edge of what you have known. There is so much more calling to you now. It's your time. Leap. Healing process. Say, I accept the offer of life so that I may truly live. Through unconditional love, I now invite and receive all assistance, intervention, protection, and inspiration so that I may leap into my next cycle of life, held in the loving grace of wisdom. So be it. All right, you guys, that's what I have for all the signs. You guys take care. Like I said, I do have timestamps in the other video. I started at Aquarius. You guys take care, and I'll see you guys in the next stream. All right, bye, guys.